Here's another reminder that the Democrat Party and woke corporations think black people and brown people are too stupid or too helpless to have a photo ID to vote. Hello once again, all my fellow patriots and you filthy leftist stalkers out there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela Box. You're watching Angela's Soapbox, where I always say what you were thinking. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, liking or rumbling this video, commenting on this video, and of course sharing this video, especially with your filthy leftist friends, because they truly hate my guts. And for me, that's a badge of honor. Okay, I love Schadenfreude. Like, it's one of my favorite words to say. I say it a lot. And it's one of my favorite sentiments, taking pleasure in the misery of others. And not just others, but awful people. Let's stipulate. We take pleasure not in the misery of good people. We take pleasure in the misery of bad, awful people. And frankly, one of the worst offenders of, recipients of Schadenfreude nowadays has been Meghan Markle. And look, I'm here to pile on. So let's talk about her, shall we? I just love, I love that hating this heifer has become like a cottage industry in and of itself. I mean, literally, there are hundreds probably of YouTube channels that make their revenue on Meghan Markle diatribes. And again, I am here for it. Well, shout out to HG Shooter. Shout out to the Sidley twins. Shout out to RHR Jen. Shout out to Cheer Denise. Like, shout out to all of you great creators out there who are making content that I love. And I love hate watching stuff about Meghan Markle, and so do you. So let's talk about the latest thing, shall we? Because this, man, you want to talk about two people who have done everything wrong. Look no further than Harry and Meghan. And it's such a juxtaposition when you look at Prince William and Princess Catherine compared to these two grifters, as the head of Netflix rightfully called them. Princess Catherine just came out with her cancer remission statement, which, you know, wonderful. So it's always so sad when someone so young gets cancer. Like, it's terrible when anyone does, but especially a young mother like her. Like, it was like, wow, she was like, a lot of us didn't think she was going to make it. But she came out and said she is in remission, and she and Prince William are now going to be patrons of this one hospital in England that she got her treatment at. It was so nice to see the pictures of her, very reminiscent of Diana, actually. And isn't it funny, because Meghan wants to be Diana so bad, but she can't, because she has no likability, and she has no genuine warmth to her, okay? Catherine does. Meghan does not. So the pictures of Catherine sitting at the hospital beds with cancer patient is really heartwarming, and it's neat to see that they're going to put their royal titles behind this hospital. It's great. I love it. Okay, that is what royalty should be doing. And Catherine also, by the way, understands her role in the firm, as they call the royal family. She's not the boss. She's not the star. She is the wife of the future king. She's going to be queen one day, but she was not born into it, okay? And whether, you know, we can have a debate about the royal family all day long. I'm kind of a royalist. I'm a traditionalist. Like, I don't want a royal family here in America, obviously, but I kind of like it. I think it's neat. I think it's a great way to generate income for England, and I hope that they get back to normal and get off the woke crap, which I think they will. I think they're proving that they will. They're having Trump back, so you figure it out. Anyway, Trump's always been very complimentary of Queen Elizabeth. Anyway, that's on the one side. And then on the other side, we have these two grifters, these two whiny, wannabe, interesting, charming people. They are the antithesis of Catherine and William. And Meghan Markle in particular, like, I'm of the school of thought that she planned this for a very long time. Now, hats off to her for, like, basically charting out her life from a very young age to be like, I'm going to marry this guy. Like, I'm getting in, and I'm going to, like, be a princess. Like, hats off to her for that level of commitment. But, like, what she's done to him and to herself by extension, because she's an unlikable narcissist, is really something to behold. I mean, she and Harry are basically the human equivalent of a Potemkin village, okay? They had all the goodwill in the world. They had everybody rooting for them. They had, you know, Netflix giving them $100 million. Spotify giving them a crazy amount of money. They had all this opportunity to create content that was interesting, relevant, fun, compelling, like something. Give us something other than just banal, woke statements, which is all Meghan Markle can do. And of course, she's destroyed Prince Harry, who used to be fun and who used to be likable, especially when he was hanging out with his brother and Catherine. He was cool. Like, whatever. It just goes to show you what a weak-minded man he really is. And he's like, I don't want to be the spat. And it's like, well, you're the spare in your marriage, and because you married a malignant, psychopathic narcissist. But the latest thing about Meghan Markle that is just so good and so much Schadenfreude is her Netflix cooking show. Now, Meghan Markle, I'm sure you're aware, is a big feminist. And one of her stories that she loves to talk about over and over and over again is how she basically, when she was 11 years old with her original nose, she was a girl and she wrote a letter to Procter & Gamble. And she was like, you know what? I'm very offended by your soap commercial. Like, it should be all people that work in the kitchen, not just women. Like, something stupid. Nobody believes that, okay? She had a father who worked in Hollywood, so who was able to get her in on this, kids Nickelodeon thing. It's a whole stupid thing. She has dined out on that story for her entire life. She went to the UN, I'm at the UN Women's Conference, and women need a voice. It's like, heifer. If you really want to give women a voice, why didn't you use some of that Netflix money to go highlight the plight of women in, I don't know, the Middle East, who women don't have a voice and get stoned for like uncovering their faces? Why don't you do that, Meghan? Oh, I know why. Because you're a leftist, and the left is like down with that, weirdly enough. Like, the whole thing is so strange and doesn't make any sense, but do you ever see them criticizing radical Islam? No, you do not. My point. Anyway, the point is that she could have done so much good with the money that Netflix and Spotify gave her, but she's not, because she's not interesting, she's not funny, she's not charming. She's boring, banal, and has a very obvious nose job. And as you all know, I think 95% of all nose jobs are unnecessary. Now, the funniest part about the whole Netflix drama with her right now is that she has created a cooking show because she's a big feminist, of course. And because she's such a feminist, she's like, you know what? I think feminists are in the kitchen now. Like, I'm going to make this a thing. It's like, oh, hang on a minute, sis. Because you literally talked about for the last 5 years about how you don't want to be seen as a traditional woman in the kitchen, but yet you create a cooking show for Netflix? Like, okay. Anyway, and to top it all off, she's got like her famous adjacent friends in this thing with her, like, oh, aren't we fun? Aren't we just so interesting? And it's like she's cooking the most boring looking crap, and it just looks terrible. And the trailer for this thing is just getting beaten the hell out of it. And you know that Netflix hates this woman, this stupid dumb heifer, because they've allowed the comments to remain open, okay? And the comments are brutal. And basically because of the fire, that's the excuse they're giving, they said, hey, you know what? We probably should like hold off on this, basically ode to elitism, like ode to this lady who was a grifter and who got herself in a real pig pile of her own making, because everyone really hates her. And basically Netflix is, I think, behind the scenes saying, we're just gonna cut ties with her and put this stinker out in March and be done with these people. And what I hope that they do, I want a blooper reel. I want a behind the scenes. I want to see how unpleasant and awful this woman really is, because I guarantee you there's video that exists that shows just what a piece of garbage she is to other people, which there's been so many stories about this. It's going to be, her downfall is really, it's again, when you seek to destroy other people with lies, which is what Meghan Markle did, and Harry allowed her to do it, and basically take down his whole family, saying they're a bunch of racists and a bunch of, misogynists and, knuckle-dragging troglodytes. This is what happens when you suck up to the worst people in the world, like Oprah Winfrey, who's now turning her back on Meghan Markle. She didn't get invited to Gayle King's surprise party, for example. It's just funny. It's funny. So, like, I was talking to my producer today, the radio show. I was like, Corey, what's the over-under? What's the line on when Harry and Meghan are getting a divorce? And I was like, 2 years. And he was like, no, 1. So the line is 1 year. As I tape this, it is January 15th, 2025. So January 15th, 2026, let's see if they filed for divorce. Like, I think Harry is reaching the point of no return with this situation. Like, could he get on people's good side again if he dumps this awful person and starts telling on himself? Sure. But if he doesn't have the self-awareness to do that, or if he's like still ensnared by her for some reason, like, no, he's not. Like, he's not going to want to like not be around his kids. Like, he's in a real pickle with this heifer. I mean, money can only buy you so much. It can't buy you respect. It can't buy you goodwill. It cannot buy you love. And these awful people are getting exactly what is coming to them. And Netflix leaving the comments open is just basically going to give them enough rope to hang themselves, because Netflix is going to say, Meghan, everyone really hates you. Like, we can't go on with this relationship. This relationship is not going to work out. So it's time to say goodbye to them. Anyway, it's fun. It's fun to watch. And I love karma, and I love Schadenfreude, especially for people like Meghan Markle. All right, that's where I'm going to leave this video. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in the next one. I will be done. Bye.